Hello cookbook friends and welcome to the Cookbook Divas YouTube channel. My name is Katie and today I'm really excited to look through this cookbook. It is Sheet Cake. This is by Abigail Johnson Dodge. She also goes by Abby Dodge. That's her actual website, so make sure to check that out down below. I've been looking forward to this cookbook because I love the idea of just using one sheet for a cake and then making all kinds of cakes with it. It just seems crazy to me, but she makes it work and I'm really excited because for me, I'm a crazy baker and I use so many tools in my kitchen and a huge mess. So learning how to make it with one pan and then one mixer would just be amazing. So let's look at that and see how awesome we can be with these sheet cakes. So she divides this cookbook up into classic cakes, stacked cakes, rolled cakes, frostings and fillings. I'm glad she has a whole section for that. And then she has soaks, glazes, sauces, and accompaniments. I have not soaked many cakes, but when I have, I've always been super delighted about it, and I think I need to learn how to do it more because it really does help the cake and the moisture. So I'm really excited. This is going to be cool. I love the photography. It's just really fun. It's very elegant, but kind of minimalist too, I feel like. So I like that she talks about the equipment right in the beginning. So parchment paper, pans, mixing bowls. There's not a lot you necessarily need, and I think it's dependent on the cake that you make. So I like that she's created all of these things. She also has key ingredient lists for you, so if you ever just want to whip out a cake, you can hopefully have the ingredients on hand for whenever. She also has techniques in the very beginning, so that includes creating a mise en place, as any baker and chef knows, very important step. We have mixing, scaling, volume measuring. We have cake croutons, which are these things here, which is kind of a new thing that I've never had this myself. It's probably because I'm gluten-free too, so it's not like I've had a lot of cake, but I love this idea. I think it's really cute. There's soaks again, and then crumbs, so many things. So let's look at the actual recipes. But first, in the very beginning of each chapter, so this is the classic cakes, she lists off, and it's really hard to see because it's all pink, she lists off every single cake you are going to find in this cookbook. And the whole goal is that you'll be able to create kind of your own cakes in the long run, but she gives you a whole plethora of cakes to start with. So, in the very beginning, there's a carrot cake. So this is actually the cover, I believe. And this is with an orange buttercream. There's a variation of pictures and not pictures, as you can see. So this is like a white chocolate coconut cake and then a chocolate cake. Then we have peach stuffed cream cheese pound cake. That's insane. That looks so good and it almost looks like a bar. We have, let's see what else we've got. Pictures. This will be great. This is a red velvet cake with vanilla cream cheese frosting, classic, but this looks great, especially for Christmas coming up. And then one more on these. Ooh, a chai mango cake. So I like the variation of flavors that she provides. And these are all just classic sheet flat cakes, as you can see. But then we get into more complicated cakes. Let's see, let me get a little further. So we've got banana buttermilk cake. So you can see she's stacking the cakes now. So kind of the goal of this cookbook is that you can use just the sheet pans you can create all of this with just a sheet pan. You don't need as many tools and gadgets as you think you do. So there's other cakes in here. So these are all layered cakes and they all have different things that you have. So this is clearly a crumble on the very top with some fruit. And oh, this is a gingerbread cake. So you see there's different techniques going through each cake, but then you can kind of create your own in the long run. We've got birthday cake and the cake croutons. So that looks cool. So here's another variation of the cakes is rolled cakes. So this is a tiramisu cake, but it's all rolled, and you can still only use one sheet pan, which is so cool to me. And then you learn how to do like different things throughout. So the chocolate shavings, she's trying to give you an example of how to do that. You can even do, she has flavor swaps in some of her recipes. So for this one, you can do like a lemon roll instead of being a tiramisu, using the same techniques with some of the similar things. Like you can do white chocolate shavings and lemon flavored, almost the identical everything. This one's interesting, a matcha cake. So all the dusting and the beautiful green. She even has, it looks like she's got a flavor swap for almost every single recipe in here. I like, so what she's done for, like, to go into a little bit detail, here's how she divides everything up. She's got, here's your cake. I like that she separates everything. So cake, and then assembly and serving, which is like the mascarpone cream frosting, or you can soak. So she lists all the other stuff in there that's after the baking of the cake. She has baking the cake, directions, and then the assembly afterwards. So it's really clear, cut and dry, very easy to kind of make everything. Some of these are very complicated. So this is a marbled ice cream cake, which has a lot of steps, as you can see, even just for the bake and then the assembly. But then there's some easier recipes as well. Let's see if I can find a little bit of an easier recipe. This chocolate peanut butter cake, which I think a lot of people would love. I mean, look at how much peanut butter. That's so good. So you can see here, bake the cake here, and then the assembly and serving. And there's quite a few ingredients, but it's still a peanut butter cake. It's not too much work. So I'm really enjoying this cookbook just because there's just so many variation you can use. She includes like other flavors and like for frostings and soaks in the very back. There's no, some of them don't have pictures, but she's got like ganaches in the back. So here we have a whipped chocolate ganache recipe. She has white chocolate, espresso, Nutella even, that sounds so good, marshmallow, mascarpone. There's just so many things you could do. You can make your recipes boozy. You can do fruit purees. There's just so much you can do. And I like that it's not a big book. It's very simple, but you can do so much with it and be really creative. And you don't need to complicate it. So you don't need a whole other recipe for kind of the same cake. So if it's a chocolate cake, you can also do a vanilla cake with the same steps, if that makes sense. So I really like this. I highly recommend it. It doesn't take up a lot of space on the shelf. It's great if you love baking cakes. It's simple, and that's very important. So definitely check this out. It's called Sheet Cake. This is by Abigail Johnson. And yeah, let me know how that goes for you in the comments down below, because we would love to see it. If you actually made a couple cakes from here, definitely take pictures and send them off to us. We'd love to see your creations. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe on your way out. We really appreciate it. If you want more cookbook content, come join us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. We also do a blog and a podcast, so come join us there too. We try to publish every Friday, so we'll see you there. Thanks so much for watching.